So, welcome back to Be Yourself Wet and Wet Oil Painting. I'm your host, Jason A. Faulkner. And here we are tonight. We've got a black 16 by 20 canvas. I painted it with some acrylic gesso. Got a little moon over here. I've never done this before. We're going to see if I can get the oil paint to stick to it. We're going to cover it with some liquid clear. This is not something I normally do. However, tonight, we're going to give this a shot. You're going to see how this goes. Gotta get some more lighting on here, and we're ready to kick off here, so to speak. So, here we go. First thing I'm going to do is I've opened up my liquid clear. I'm going to take a little brush here, and I'm just going to lightly dip it in. You don't want it too much. Too much is, you'll saturate your canvas, really dull your colors, etc. We're just going to put a very light coat. Now, when you've done the acrylic gesso like this, you want to let it cure, probably overnight. You don't just want it drying. So, we're just going to cover this. We'll put a little medium or a little clear over it. It's not going to work properly. That's what they tell me. Like I say, I've never done this. This is my first attempt at this. So, press this liquid clear in there. You see how it just is covering the canvas? You see it on there. You can go side to side, you can go up and down, it don't really matter. You're going to smooth it out anyway, so I'm going to put a little bit more liquid clear on here. Use the brushes that you're more comfortable with. Just don't use a tremendous amount. You don't want to use a tremendous amount. And if you do get a little much on there, you can always take a paper towel and cover it over. Yes, I'm covering that liquid gesso up, that liquid clear, so the oil paint will stick. You want it to have some texture. I'm going to shoot for tonight is like an orange looking type harvest moon. And come across. For some reason, this seems to work better coming up and down. In place. We touched it up in there. I'm going to put a little more liquid clear on here. So I've got I got the black, the white, gesso on there. Well, it's probably not true gesso because it's probably not made of chalk powder this day and age. And I'm not going to argue with them. I got it at the Hobby Lobby. Buy it at the Hobby Lobby. Buy it at Michael's Art Supply. Order it on Amazon. I think of this on the liquid clear or liquid white. Now, you could use a roller. You can get those small rollers, you know. You can use a roller to make it quicker. You can use a bigger brush to make it quicker. I don't necessarily work on how fast I get a painting done. So this is the first painting I've done in the month of September. We're going to try a crashing wave in here too. I've never done that either. I know I'm going to make a water scene. We're going to come up here. We're going to try to collect as much of this liquid clear off of this as we can. We're going to come down here with it. We're going to want to smooth this out a little bit, so before we actually get really started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish painting, I'm going to finish covering this with the liquid clear, and we will be right back. Alright, welcome back to Be Yourself Wet and Wet Oil Painting. I'm your host, Jason Faulkner. So what we've done now is we've covered this with liquid clear. Now if you're thinking I don't have liquid clear, well, you can use linseed oil, high quality linseed oil. However, be wary, the linseed oil can turn yellow. and it can turn the undercoating looking yellowish. So be aware of that, and you can make your own version of liquid white with it also. However, like I say, it can yellow and can yellow out your canvas, and be careful. So I'm just smoothing all this liquid clear out now. We're going to take off any excess that could be on there, and we're going to put that off. Okay, so we're just going to touch. I'm going to show you. And you can barely see it. You barely see it on there, and you barely see it on your finger, but it's there. That's how you want it. You want a nice thin coat. You don't want it thick. And the color scheme I'm going to use tonight is a variety of different shades. And it's pick your own color scheme as always. I'm not telling you how to paint. I'm not telling you what to paint. I'm showing you how I paint. So we're going to put our liquid clear brush into a odorless paint thinner. Always odorless paint thinner. I don't use a lot, as you know. It's generally for just my specialty type brushes. Now, you wouldn't get too much liquid clear on there. Just take a paper towel, fold it up, and just pat it. Pat it. You wouldn't want to rub it. You just want to pat it. So, I'm going to set my palette up, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. So, I got my palette set up here in an array of different colors, and we're going to start with a little bit of dioxazine purple. I'm just going to put it up here in right up the corners here. You see how quickly and easily that's spreading with that liquid clear on there? You can't see the purple in the sky here, but you will be able to. We've got just a tad more here. I like this shade of purple. It really makes a night sky look well. And again, I only use Medina oil paints. I have now for quite a while. I used to use the Master's Touch, but they're hard to find anymore, at least locally. So I order Medina paints from Amazon. I love them. They're nice, they're thick, they're rich. They work really well for this wet on wet oil paint. So now we got this going, and we got our purple shade in there that we want. I'm going to kick my stand out and easel out just a little bit here. Just so good. You can see real well, I hope. Alright, so we got our purple on there. Now I'm going to dip it here into the, I call it midnight blue, but it's actually, dip it into the midnight blue. Just a little corner of the brush here. And we're just going to kind of come in here a little bit. And we're going to shade this in a little on the blue. So dark, maybe this is all you're going to see. Okay, so now we're going to clean this brush real well. I have a pre-soaked jute white. They're costly, but everything in oil painting is costly, so it helps get it clean, and without using a lot of the harsh chemicals like the mineral spirits, the odorless paint thinner. Like I say, I use odorless paint thinner, but only for my specialty brushes. The other blender brushes I use, they're just basically used for throw away. They're cheap. I buy them by the gross. Easy to come by. Okay, so I got the blue in here and everything. So what we do now is I'm just going to dip the opposite corner of the clean brush into the light, into this orange. Don't want a lot. We don't want to light up. We don't want the entire painting taken over with orange. So we're just going to come right over here And we're just going to lightly just a little color around, you know, like a harvest moon, blood moon, orange moon. Thinking, oh, what a slot. Well, that's alright, yeah. I want it looking, you know, as you see, they call it blood on the moon, or an orange harvest moon, however you look at it, whatever you want to call it, you can call it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take a brush, we're going to take this round blender brush I got, just going to blend this on. We're going to just take this brush, and this here, there. So, yeah, that looks nice. I really kind of like the way that turned out. Not as good as some other people, but, you know, I myself, be yourself. Always be yourself. Don't worry about other people. You know, their advice is good. Take their advice. Follow their advice. Use some of their technique. Whatever they tell you, you know, it's always good when you're painting to be open to suggestions. We're just going to keep blending that around a little bit here. Give it that hazy look into the night sky, you know, like you see. You're not from the Midwest, and you've never seen blood on the moon, orange moon, or red moon, and I'm sure everybody in the world has at some point seen it. So, and we're just going to lightly, again, we don't want to overdo it. You just want to lighten that and soften that. And a beautiful glow here. You can make as many craters and stuff as you like. Try to shade in a little, you know. So people may say, oh, it looks like a bowling ball, whatever. But, you know, I do have some ivory black here, chimney black. I'm going to take a very small brush and give it this black, just a little bit of this black, and we're just going to shade this in. You can't really see all the craters on the moon. I mean, they're there, but so I don't want it looking like a bowling ball. We're just lightly shading that in a little bit. Okay. Maybe this moon's going through a little bit of trouble. Maybe this isn't even Earth. Who knows? Who knows where we're at tonight? Maybe we're in some other world. We're always in some other world. You're the creator. You're the God. You're the one behind it. You're the force. Then we're going to dip that into our odorless paint thinner. And we're going to get a brush. And dip it into this. We're going to go into titanium white. Now I've got a pretty stiff fan brush here. I like to keep a stiff one. I like to keep a stiff one, a flexy one, a really rigid one. I do that because sometimes I use the fan brush like a knife. Remember, you can use the fan brush like a knife. So, I'm going to get in here. I'm trying to stay out of the viewer's sight here because I was told, you know, by some people that I need to try to keep out of there. So, we're just going to a little curls up around. Even you just break it along in there. Just a little bit up along in there. A little up in there. You're not going to quite see now as it gets into that purple there. You want that dark in there because you can't see beyond that. If you can see beyond that in space, you have some, without a telescope, you have some really good eyes. That is for sure. And we're just going to kind of creep along. Back into titanium white here. And we're just going to do a little bit more cursive writing maybe. You can press hard and do it however you like. And now we're going to take a clean dry brush here. And we're just going to lightly start touching this over where we want it to fade out, where we don't want it to fade out. Maybe there's just not many clouds tonight, on this night, you know. You know, it's not always cloudy. You know, push and pull it like that. You know, the light source is going to come from over here. The light source is going to come from over here, obviously, because the moon is here. A large moon means it has just come up. If it was a small moon, it'd be over here, which means it's getting ready to set. So, we're just going to smooth this out here. Lightly touch it. Lightly touch. Now I'll change over to my left hand. Use my ambidextrous skills here. And again, we're just going to lightly touch. Lightly touch. Lightly touch. Lightly touch. Just going to let it dance just a little bit along in here. And you want to work quickly, but you don't have to work that quickly. I mean, this paint, it's not just going to go blue and dry. It's not really how it works. Some of these artists out there like to believe that that's how it works. So this cloud bank is just rolling in here. And maybe we just want to pull up a little bit more here on this purple up in here. You just want to lightly touch it. Just lightly touching it. Just lightly touching it. Just lightly touching it. Just barely touching it. Just barely. And now we can come right across here and put a brush here. One we've already used here, and we've cleaned it with our wipe and our towel. And now we're just going to soften this up. Just nice and light. We're just going to soften all this up. Yeah, including that moon. Just soften that up a bit here. See, that's why we did the underneath with the acrylics. The U was going to soften it. We're just going to soften this. You want to soften the sky. And again, just soften, just nice light. Just two hairs and some air, as the late great Bob Ross would say. You know, he taught me a lot. I never did take formal art classes, only in high school. I was a chef in the reserves. About 10 years Army Reserves. You know, like I've said before, if you don't know too much on my past, I didn't know I wanted to paint. I was in my 40s, well into my 40s after my mother died. Near my 50 mark before I took a painting, so about 4 years ago now. 3.5, 4 years. And I have never been afraid to put myself out in the world like some people. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to put yourself in the world. When you're sculpting or you're drawing or you're painting. So I want to put a little bit more lightness in here. Just enough. So we're just going to come along like so. Like so. Just want a little bit more lightness in it. And remember, again, anything you want to keep sharp, you don't touch the blender brushes. You just let it go. And these guys just breaking apart in here. You know, this is the start of a storm in here. We're just seeing it because it is a nighttime. It is night. But we know I didn't come all the way down with all my colors tonight because I have a reason for that tonight. Which we'll get to in a few minutes here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my trusty knife and we're going to dip into this black. Oh, I know. I know what you're thinking. Is it black on black? You're not going to be able to see any of that. You will. But you will. So, maybe here we're just going to start with we're going to start at the top here. And move right along, because this has still got a little bit of that shade of blue in here. We could put more white in there. So let's do that. Let's do a little more white in there. We'll soften it down. And then we'll start doing what we're going to do. So, just going to maybe touch a little bit of white just along this, like so. No, not all clouds are big and fluffy. Especially not, sometimes they fall apart. There's this nice light little light in there. You can press it in, you can make it as much as you want. Yeah, that's a volatile looking sky right there. So that's nice. So I'm just going to lightly now, just brush this out, just like so. Just going to barely touch it. I'm just going to soften this up. Just going to soften it. Just soften it. Pull up if you want. And just going to soften this just nice and light. Now, just barely touching it. Just barely touching it. And you might pull up a little bit more in here. And just barely touching this. Just barely down. Like so. Just barely touch it. Just barely. Yeah. Just like that. Just nice and light. Don't go overboard. Okay, so now we're going to take our knife here. We got our ivory black. And we're just going to put it in there. I'm going to start up here. For some reason. It's easy for me, for some reason, to go left-handed. And which is kind of crazy. However, it is what it is. So I'm just going to put a little down in here, like so. Like so. And like so. And pull this up like so. You know, I know it's hard to see, but it's there. I'm not sure if that's my black or my raw umber, but that's raw umber. And we're just gonna pulling. This line comes like so, like so, like so. And this one, we're just gonna get a little more in there, a little more. Get a little black. And we're just gonna a bit more here. Okay. So we got that going the way we want. And it's looking nice. So we're going to take our clean, dry, dirty brush, and we're going to take the corner that we cleaned up real good. Got this orange on it. This will probably be the last time I use this brush for this paint. We're just going to pull it, slide it. We're just going to pull it and slide it. Just going to pull it and slide it. Pull and slide. Pull and slide. Now don't worry about keeping the sharp edges back here. It's off in the distance. Way out there. You don't have to worry so much about keeping it sharp. unless you choose to. I'm just going to pull this down like so. Pull that like so, coming across. Maybe this is a little volcano guy here. So we're going to pull him like so, way down. We're going to pull him, and we're not going to touch that. We're just going to leave that crown. We're going to pull this all the way over. To give you the illusion it's right underneath that moon. Right underneath that moon. And again, we're not touching this. And we're just going to pull it. Black is always a strong color. Strong medium. Black really isn't a color. It's the absence of all colors. Or the addition of all colors. I'm not sure which. I don't know. I'm not an art teacher. Anyway, we're going to move along. So maybe on this particular volcano here, maybe he's got some little furries coming up. You just kind of like along the edge here, just kind of pull it up a little. And he's got little furries along here. You know. Pull that off. And we're going to add a little bit of white. So I'm going to take my fan brush and get into the titanium white. You can use a knife for this, you know, but we're just going to lightly touch. Remember, our light's going to come this way. Our light's coming down. So we're just going to lightly come across here. And just like if you were using a knife. Just going to lightly recreate that. Let it take it. Let it take what it wants. And this land comes like so. See? And it'll take what it wants. Don't force it. Just let it lightly touch it. Just lightly let it take what it wants. Let it grab it. Just like it's grabbing it off the knife. Just let it grab it. Just let it grab it. Maybe on this side we want this a little bit darker. So we're not going to add much. We got a light here, and we got a darkness here. You'll have to add a little lighting in here, a little darkness here. You want to keep the contrast. Just barely, again, just barely going to come along here, and just barely going to touch this. You want to just snag it. Just let it take what it's going to take. Don't try to force it. Just let it take what it takes. And you want to highlight just a tad along there, just a tad along there, just a tad along there. And we're going to come all the way down to here. We're just enough. Just enough you just see the outline. And then we're going to take a little brush now, not a fan brush. I'm going to take the brush I started with my liquid clear here. And we're going to pull it out of the paint thinner. And we're going to dry it off. We've got a nice, clean, dry brush here. Now, maybe this volcano is, you know, he's just sitting there quite a while. Or he blew his top. So, this is getting really red. Just gonna maybe add just a little look like. You just gonna flow out here like a river. It's just gonna flow a little bit of just a slight amount of orange color in there. Yeah, I could say a little bit more. So we're gonna go over to our orange. So I'm just gonna just barely punch it down along in there. He's got a little lava going down along in there. And now we're just going to touch the bottom out. And soften this. We're just going to soften So to soften this, we're going to mix this down. We're going to tap, 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 tap. Follow this out. Tap this all out. Just tapping. We're just tapping. We're just mixing all this out down along in here. We're just tapping. We're just tapping. Just tapping it. Just like that. Back into our paint thinner. Now, with paint thinner, if you're going to get all the liquid clear off, or all the paint thinner out of your brush, you didn't beat it well enough, you dry it once, you're going to get this volatile looking reaction, which is really a cool thing about liquid clear and the mineral spirits. Just give you this faded kind of look, you know. I really like that in it. You know, if you're looking in here, you can see where it looks like kind of trees already or whatever. But we don't have to stick with that. You can if you'd like, but you don't have to. Because we're not gonna. That's for sure. We're gonna get into our midnight blue. And we're gonna come in here and we're just gonna put some midnight blue in here. Now, a lot of painters, everybody, they're like, oh, you gotta keep this all straight, just as straight as you can, because the horizon line is straight. And the horizon line really isn't straight if you go outside and look. Water's not straight across. That's an illusion in your mind, in all of our minds. Actually got a bend and curve to it all. If you get a brush in your thing, stick it off real quick. You can't get it with the brush, get it with your finger or nail. And so, and here we're going to add this blue, midnight blue. And now I'm also going to get into this purple. So, I'm going to get into this purple. And we're going to lay in there. Change this into purple now. Water's not always all blue, it's not always all purple, it's not always all blue-green. There are different shades in water, so remember that. And we come along. This looks nice. Okay. And the water comes up a little bit more. You adjust it any way you want. It's your world, it's your painting, you're the creator. I believe at this moment, this might be a time to bring this down just enough. And this time, I'm going to say, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, you know. Give me a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I will answer all comments, and we're going to take a brief break, and I'll be right back. So we're back. I hope you did something here on the break. So what I'm going to do here is I've got a little bit of plant green, sap green, mixed together. I'm just going to mix like a little line of trees back in here. Maybe just mixed enough. You're just gonna tap and push. And then move it along here. Right in there. Again, you're not going to see a whole lot of it because it is dark. Just gonna fade this a little bit, maybe a little bit of the shoreline along in here. Get a little bit of that green going. Looking a little, yeah. Give me the separation in here for sure. I'm just going to come across. Again, I'm just going to come across. Maybe that's the start of the waves coming at you. Shut off. Nice little slightly tree line in here, so we can come back over in here and just gonna tap that in there, 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 then in there. Here we're gonna change our. Maybe this is all like a grassy little area there. Remember, it's an illusion. We're creating illusions here. That's actually what we're doing. We are creating illusions. You want to have the depth. You don't want your paintings to look flat. You want to make sure you have plenty of depth in your paintings. The way you achieve depth is through color and separation, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light. Anything coming close to you is going to obviously get bigger, 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 bigger. Along in here, and we're just going to make this little squiggly light. There, maybe that's another little land mass along in here. Another land mass, and it comes out. See, this is where you can change your mind. You change your mind, you change direction. And there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe all of a sudden your mind is seeing something different. There's nothing wrong with changing what you were originally thinking. If you're rigid and you're not, and you're just rigid and you're not going to change anything, you're never going to get anywhere. You're never going to change anything. Your life will be stagnant. You're going to be all upset with life. And there you go. And we're going to use a little darkness in here. A little bit more here. We like that, maybe. This is our land for sure. That's so. We're going to quit messing with that a little bit. We're going to get our knife here. We're going to get into our titanium white. Now I use 2, 3 different blobs. I break it down. We're just going to put some on the knife here. And a nice little line on the knife. The reason I break it down is because the reason I break the titanium white into different pieces is because as you touch it in different colors, it can start to get, different shades of color in there, start to look, funky, and so that's why I do that. So we're just going to pull the knife across, get a little bit on the knife here, just going to make a solid, one nice solid line. Come across like so. It takes practice. If you're just starting, you're just beginning, don't worry about it. Just keep going. When you get discouraged and you spent $300-400 to start oil painting, and then all of a sudden, because things aren't going exactly the way you think it's going to go immediately, and you get discouraged, and then you're like, I don't want to do this, and then you throw up your hands and you walk away, and when you walk away, that's when you're just about the point of a breakthrough. So keep with it. Worry if it doesn't look perfect. Nothing's perfect. So, and I am one of the most, when I was a chef, I was an absolute perfectionist. If it didn't go perfect, I threw a fit. I've come to conclusion and realization in life that nothing's perfect. I'm not perfect. Nothing. You can't be perfect. And we're going to clean off our fan brush here. We're going to dip it into our cleaner. And I'm going to go to another fan brush. Smaller one here. All I'm going to do along here is I'm going to make a few chevrons. And then we're going to make a couple more. We'll get to our wave down in here in a little while. The beach is going to curve. The beach is going to come in here and curve along. The rock will be, maybe, I don't know. That's what I'm seeing in my mind. However, if you watched any of my episodes and you're a subscriber, you know that doesn't always happen. I've changed direction a lot, and I don't pre-plan anything. I don't do a painting the night before. Just go with it. So, hold this like this. If my handicap has gotten worse. So we're just going to decide where our chevron's going to go in here. So we're just going to make a little chevron in here. We're just going to come up like so. Like so. And just pull it across. And we're going to make another one here like so. And we're just going to pull it back like so. I'm going to pull this one up like so. I'm going to pull this back like so. You just make a tiny little chevrons along in here. If you don't know what chevron is, it's just the sergeant stripes. And we're going to clean that brush. We're going to dip back into our titanium white here. Just going to come in here and just going to start pulling back. Just going to pull this back there. We're going to pull this one back along in there. You don't want to, again, you don't want to deplete all of your darks. You don't want to exhaust your darks. You don't want to exhaust your whites, your lights. Pull this up like so. We're going to come along here and do the same thing. Do the same thing along in here. You're not going to touch this in here. You're going to leave the dark. I'm just going to come along in here. Oh, we're just going to take this and just slightly push this back along. Pull this one out. Scoot down. Leave that back. Move this along. I'm going to go with something like that. And, no, I'm just going to use a very small amount of this midnight blue. We're just going to come along and come along. We're going to add a little bit more dark in there. Come on. A little bit more dark in there. A little bit more dark in there. A little bit more in there. A little bit more there. You just see just getting going. Maybe just settling in. I don't know how many of you have ever gone out to the beach at night, but I love the beach at night. I love the nighttime. I love being out at night. I'm just going to lightly paint this back a little bit more. Like so. You don't want to fill it all in. If you fill it all in, you lose your contrast. So we're just going to come down in here. Yeah. We're gonna put team white over here. And now we're gonna leave waves kind of like so. And you just kind of roll along, you know. And your perspective is your perspective. I know a lot of people say, oh, change, you gotta change your perspective. You gotta look at it this way or look at it that way. Don't force anybody into telling you how you have to look at anything. The way you see it is the way you see it. That will make your art unique. These waves are just kind of coming along. In many, many different ways, you get the illusion of a wave. You know, this one's going to come this way, maybe. We're going to get into white here. And then we're just going to, like, tap this a little bit here. And just pull it. And that wave looks a little bit like so. Pull that dark, pull that dark. That's why we made these chevrons. They're easy to kind of like a guideline for people that are new to oil painting. This one comes out so, and he comes out, and he comes out, comes out, and he comes out. He's a big old crester coming up, starting to. Okay. Well, it looks good here. So, you know, what I'm going to do, I'll take a little bit of this white. I'm going to take my knife. I'm going to do this technique you see me do a lot with the waves. Kind of clean white on there. Just going to come along in here. We're just going to tap. And remember, light's along the light source. So we're just going to tap. And just barely touch it. And let it take what it's going to take. You try to force it again. You try to force it. It's not going to look normal or natural. You want to make it look as natural as possible. You know, we are creating illusions here. You still want to make it look. You want people to love your work. You want to love your work. You should love your work. So, we don't get a little bit carried away here with this speed, these waves, like so. Maybe a little bit more. You know, I'm just kind of riding like so. Riding like so. I'm just riding like so. Just nice and light. Just touch. Don't. Just. How much paint is still on there? And you come over here, flip it, and you take some paint from over here, and you can lift this up along here. Alright, so, now, bring that back down on our palette. We're going to take our knife. Now, I'm getting this camel brown. Now, I got quite a bit of it on here. It's a really light color. And so, what I'm thinking is, this comes like so, and a circle like so. And you come along like so, 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 so. Oh, he's just putting a bunch of blobs on it. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're putting a bunch of blobs on here for now. clean dry brush here. The reason I'm doing this is I'm wanting to get my beach looking in here. I'm just going to pull this down. We'll pull it down and we'll come across it. I'm just going to put this in with this camel brown. Nice light sandy looking. And don't worry about the globbing that you see, you know. Everybody worries immediately. Don't worry. You're just filling this in. You're just putting the colors on it where we want it. And you want the beach sitting in here. Pull this across a little. Just gonna come in here like so. I haven't missed it out a bunch because we're just not gonna. Now we got any idea where our brown's gonna be. What a real good idea. So what I'm gonna do now with a different fan brush here, one of my more flexy ones, softer ones, and we're getting your titanium white. Now I got my palette set over here. I always set my palette off to the side on a garbage can. It's easier for me to access it that way generally. Because so we're going to get this titanium white. You're not going to load your brush up too much. If you're going to make it chiseled, you're not going to load up your brush too much. You're going to make it chiseled, like so. And you come in here. You know, we're going to decide where this wave is going to come in. So is it here? Is it here? Is it here? So we're going to just bear with me. So we're going to bring this like this. And then we're going to pull this back a little. Here. Here. Blue going, and then that blue. A little cerulean blue here. Pull this out. Pull it out. Pull it out. You don't want a whole bunch of paint in there. I'm just going to pull this back. Pull it back. And how you pull it back is up to you. Whichever's easier for you. Okay, so our wave is here. And coming up here. So, what we're going to do is put a little bit more titanium white in there. Put a fan brush. Cleaned up here real good. Get it cleaned up. We're going to take a short break and I'll be right back. So, now,
This is going to be the start of the rounded part, so you can come up just a little bit more if you like so. Now, this where it gets a little complicated for me. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to hold the brush. Now, I can't make a metronome-like motion. I can't do this back and forth like motion because the way my hands are, the tendons are snapped off in one second. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the top part of my brush and we're just going to figure out where this wave is going to go and we're just going to pull it. Yeah. Pull it. I'm just going to pull it. We're just going to pull it. We're just going to pull it like so. Okay, now this part in here, we'll get a brush here. Let's get my fan brush. And we're going to get into this silly blue. And we're just going to kind of shade this little circle in here. Like that. Like so. Yeah. Then you go get my silver brush here. I'm just going to shade this down along in there. And that. And touch. There's the touch of yellow in here. Stay within this circle here. Stay within this circle and then just kind of touch along here. Like so. Shade a little bit more. Shade a little bit more. A little bit more in it. Just like that. Yep. Now, you know when wave is coming like so. Starting.
We'll clean our brush. Clean our brush. Clean our brush here. Real nice. Brush out real good. Okay, so here we are. Now we're about to using the titanium white. Again. You find your paint in the end of the tube gets real thick, you can thin it down. You can thin it down with paint thinner. Thin it down with the mineral spirits. Come on over here, we're just going to barely touch it. You start to hear me get frustrated. You start to hear me start to swear. Things just don't always go where you want them to. Okay. Like I say, I've not done this before. Like so. See. Trying to get it to look. I want it to look like a wave here. So we're just going to close all this off. Close all this off. Let's just here. Let's just come this way. Crash along here.
Crash along here.
So, I'm not real happy with the way it looks.
So we're just gonna come along here and I'm just gonna go up here like so. We're gonna ride that wave all the way up. And I'm just gonna crash it over. Crash it over. Crash it over. And you're gonna come down along here. Come on out. And we're just gonna pull this like so. Maybe this is how it's crashed down in the water. Get a little bit more of that in there. And we're going to come along in here and just do some here. A few little squigglies and woodless.
This part of my wave is where I'm really disappointed. It just didn't go the way I wanted it to. I'm going to darken that up, actually. I'm going to get into my glue here. Just going to darken that up.
Just want to, like where our chevron was, remember? When we started it, I'm just going to follow the same type of motion like so. Just want to darken this up. Darken that in. Just gonna keep going. Gonna keep darkening that in. Keep passing that wave along. Just gonna keep crashing that wave along. Just gonna keep crashing that wave. Just gonna keep bending. Just gonna keep bending. So, come along like so. Now we're just gonna flush this out here. Down. Go down and right here, just have a little bit more in there. Just a little foam around here. Use the foam brush, a little bit of white here. Just gonna foam this along here. Just enough to create that watery look here. It's come up and it's crashed over. These waves are ridden, they're riding along out here, they're riding along. Alright, well, okay. You know, first time attempting it, maybe not that bad, maybe it is that bad, let me know. Trying to do the metronome thing and I can't seem to get it properly. And that's alright. It's alright.
what we're going to do is we're going to block a lot of this in anyway. So I'm going to just take this fan brush and get it into this black here. Stick it in there. And now wave is crashing here. Wave is crashing here. So what we're going to do, the wave is crashing in here like so. Okay, so we're going to do in here, we're just going to add, we're going to make it look just like some rock in there. This big gnarly rock sitting in here. Just gonna add another gnarly little rock in here. Another little rocks along in here. So we got a little rock in there. The water's gonna come around. We get our fan brush here. We get into our blue here. And the water's coming down in here like so. Seeping in like so. And if you don't like what you've done, you can change it, see? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try one more time. I'm going to try to do this wave again. And we're going to come like so. Like so. Like so. Okay, I don't like none of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get in here with black and we're just going to rock all this out now. We're just going to put a rock in there. We've lived here a long time and pull them out like so. And pull them out like so. Pull it out like so. Pull it out like so. Pull it out like so. Yeah, see? There. If you don't like what you've done, you can change it. Like so. You need to do a little more practicing. I'm going to mix this rock like so. These are the big old lump in there, actually. You know? Been there a long time. We got another really big one next to him over here. So maybe this one comes up like so. So you're going to come, say what you want to block out, what you don't want to. So, like, maybe you want to leave this. So we're going to come like so. And we're just going to start a rock, another rock down here like so. Pull him out like so, and create separation between this one in here, like so, like so. Okay, so I'll take my brush, my sturdy, clean brush here. We're gonna pull this down. Pull this down. Pull it down. Pull it down. Pull it down. And we're just going to lightly brush across. Pull it down.
Take a fan brush here. And we're going to pull this down. Pull it over. Pull it down. We'll move the separation in here. So now we're going to do white. So, across the top, lightly touch it. Flip over the brush. Come down like so. Come across the top. Pull it like so. Green, sap green here. We got our sap green. A little bit of vegetation along in here. Maybe the vegetation come up. Just mossy along the top here. Vegetation comes down. Back into our green. Back in our sap green. Again, it's all dark. So we're just gonna put a little bit of grassy looking. We don't want to touch everything. We'll leave some spaces along there. Come along like so. Be a nice place to go and sit. You sit right on the top of this old rock over here. You know, you have some highlight for that rock. What we do is I'm going to use my brush or my knife here. I have this lighter color here. So we have this the camo brown. I'm just gonna lightly touch along the tops of this rock here. Touch along the top of this rock. This camo brown is so thin. Touch along the top here. Comes along. Collecting a little here and there. And I'm going to scrape this down just a little bit. So we get a little texture in there. Of course, you know, this close you would see some, you see all kinds of detail now because you're right up on this rock. See? We have this open. There's a reason I have that open. A little experiment didn't work, so we gotta continue to paint, move on. Okay. Now, we take a fan brush here, a small one. We'll get into our sap green here, or sap green, paint green, sap green mix. And give me a thumbs up, give me a like, subscribe, leave me a comment, and I will get back with you. So we're gonna come along in here. I'm just gonna start covering this with like vegetation type. And we'll get our other brush going in here in a minute and tap off less vegetation like in here.
You know, it adds some little white highlights here.
I'm just going to come along the top here, a little bit of white. A little bit of white. Touch it. Let it lighten that up. Lighten that up. Just lighten this up a little. Lighten that up.
Clean this up. Again, clean out your brush. Clean out your brush.
Tap down along here. Paint back up there. Tap. Pull it out. Pull it out. Creating that smooth looking little top there. We have this rock over here, so I'm going to add a little more highlight to him. So we're going to come down along here. We're going to put these little, maybe he comes like so. Maybe he comes like so. That. Come like so. You see, got some squiggly down in here. A lot of texture in here. You put all the texture on this rock you want. Now you decide what you want to do. You have all this over here that you can do. So I'm going to put in, you guessed it, a palm tree. I'm going to try. Just a single one. I don't want to cover this up here. I want to leave it. So the palm tree's going to have to come like, maybe you're going to come like so. So we're going to dip into the green here. We're going to bring this tree here. We're going to right down like so here. And just kind of strong. And pulling right in like that. And just want to make it a little thicker. Make it a little thicker. A little thicker. You know about the bottom here yet. You can if you want, but I just use it to unload the color here. You give me an idea of what I want to do when you get there. So, okay.
So, now, I'm going to take my big fan brush here. Clean it up real good. And we're going to put the other fan brush into the paint thinner so we can get her clean. Get it clean. We're going to start cleaning that. Put the little one in there. We'll come back to that later. So we're going to use green again here. This around the tips here. Come up here. And our palm's going to start like this. And then unfortunately, you'll have to wait till I'm done. bring it out like so. Snap it out like so. I'm going to clean this brush. Now I know it's hard to see on here. But you'll see it. Alright, we got a point here. So we're going to clean this out as best we can. And we come to the point here. We're going to pull it. Just pull it. Touch and pull it. I'm going to use my little fan brush here. I have another medium-sized one that it seems to have disappeared on me tonight. I always put it back in my pocket. Thought I had it, but I have like 8 different size fan brushes. So we're going to pull this, pull this. You don't want to pull it too much. Just enough to make it look like the palm. I believe me, palms are not nice, smooth little trees. They're very rough. Kind of like so. Just pull this back down in there. Okay. Now we're going to do a knife here. Titanium white. And we're just going to touch along in here. There's a little bit of highlight here. Just let it grab it. Let it grab it. Come on the other side. Oh, we got a mess now. Then highlight it just enough. Let it grab it. Let it grab it. Like so. Actually, I see something here that really kind of, you could probably get rid of that whole palm. Let's do this. Yeah, we're going to get rid of that whole palm now. So, let's take this and just get this color here. More over here. Give me this black here. Dang it. Black here. And we're just going like so. Roll this in. Roll this in. We're going to take a short break and I'll be right back. Alright, so welcome back. So now we got this big old rock formation in here. And we're going to get into our, take our fan brush, nice clean one here. Titanium white going in here. Use titanium white. And we're just going to pop this out in here. Nice and fluffy in here. Let it out. Do it. The water's coming along in here. Come along in here. Come along like so. Come along like so. There's a little rock in here. get into our green here. And about 1.5 inch brushes. So this is painting. Green. So we really want a little more green up in there. So we're going to do that green again here. Along with here, we're just going to maybe it comes out like so. Maybe this guy comes out like so. It just looks like an old rock sitting there. You know, like you say, not everything always works the way you want it to. But that's alright. That's alright. We're painting. So maybe we want to do like a nice little trickle of water coming down along the sea. So we're going to get into blue here. Get into our blue. Do just like you would if you were going to any other water. Maybe this just kind of comes and maybe he shoots down like so. And he comes out and shoots down like so. Flashes around down in here. Flashes around down in here. Look at that beautiful turquoise going on in there. Pull it down a little bit more. A little bit more over here. A little bit more. Make sure you're not getting the mud mixer. You know the mud mixer going, which we do not. We're going to finish off this little corner over here. We're going to get into our... We're just going to use a fan brush. We're just going to pull them out like that. And we're going to cut it in the front of this one. Just cut it. Just pull it and cut right along the front here. Just like so. Go down and a little misting in here maybe. So you can mist this out. Mist this out. You're going to mist this out. And this is why I don't like using liquid clear. It just smears and it doesn't do as well, in my opinion, as if you don't use it. But with using this, I could have just put liquid clear on this. And I think the next time I do attempt this acrylic type thing, I'm just going to put Mr. Clear or liquid clear only on one side. So we'll dip in here and we're just going to touch on the top of this. A little bit of highlight in here. A little highlight in there. A little bit more in there. He looks like water falling now. There. A little bit more titanium white here. Just a little bit more. And you guys can think of a title for this. I'm open to that, because right now it's untitled. I have no title for it. And just have that little bit of look in here. in this. And again, we're going to mist this out a little bit. We got the bottom here. A little bit of dark brown, black here again. And then we got a rock. And the rock comes like so. And it just comes like so. And down like that. And across like that. And he comes up like that. Pulls like that. Pull that out. So. You're not gonna see a whole lot of highlight, or a whole lot of light anymore, because it's really up close. I'm just gonna come in here. I'm just gonna take this out. I'm just gonna take this out. Oh, this liquid clear on here. Now this will take a long time to dry, so I'm just gonna take this out. Then take this out. Like so. Yeah, a little bit of highlight to it. Just enough, just a little touch. So, I'm going to add a little highlight here. A little highlight here. Yeah, I screwed up what I wanted to do, but there's always a way to kind of fix it. And that will be our maybe our finished painting here. We could add a little bit more along there, a little bit more like so. Maybe it comes up, maybe it comes down like so. And this we're just gonna, now you're gonna see all kinds of texture along here, all kinds of it. It's up close. May not be able to make out all the color, but it is there. So, I'm gonna add a little bit of this. A little bit of this. And a little bit of this green here, somewhat green. Make it look like a little vegetation along in here. There's vegetation along in here. Vegetation. Vegetation. And now we're going to get into this. I'm going to do a little orange. Touch in here. Touch along in there. This yellow. And just going to touch along here. Right there. And a little bit of orange. I got some cad red. I got cad yellow. And here's some. Maybe we just come to life here. Yeah, clean our brush. Just gonna kind of pull this up a little. a little bit more in there. And maybe we got a little bit of light. White. And white, and we're just going to come along the top. Oh, along the top here. See, I always trouble. The trouble I always have is as I get closer to it. So, but like I say, perspective, your perspective is your perspective, and the way you paint is the way you paint. Don't let other people tell you that you're wrong. As long as you're being who you are, you're being yourself, you're being true to who you are, then that's what we're after. So, this has been another episode of Be Yourself One-on-One Oil Painting with your host Jason A. Faulkner, and we will see you in next time. Remember to give me a like, and leave a comment, and subscribe.